Welcome to Undisputed. We're live from Los Angeles. I'm Joy Taylor, here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Good morning, guys.
Is it? Is it a good morning?
Leave me alone, Skip.
Yeah. Is it?
Skip.
I want to know. Did that really happen?
I can't believe it happened.
Did I see what I think I saw?
You saw a virtuoso performance go down the tubes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Boy, I guess we have a lot to debate.
No, we ain't got nothing to debate. Ain't no debating.
Here we go.
It should be. You should agree with everything I got to say.
You are the J.R. Smith of this show.
You won't bet nothing. I promise you I won't blunder this one away.
Inspector Deck from Wu-Tang Clan will be here later in the show, but we have to start with an unbelievable game one in the NBA Finals. Let's go right to the end of the game. The Cavs were down one in the closing seconds when LeBron passed to George Hill. Hill was fouled with just under 5 seconds left and hit the first free throw to tie the game. He then missed the second free throw, and J.R. Smith got the rebound. But J.R. ran to half court, and time ran out. The Warriors went on to win in overtime and take a 1-0 series lead. Let's take a listen to Ty Lue and J.R. after that blunder.
We're tie ball game. We had a timeout, and I was trying to get enough space because obviously KD is standing right there. Trying to get enough space to bring it out to get it, maybe get a shot off, and then I looked over at Bron. He looked like he was trying to call timeout, so I just stopped, and then the game was over. I knew we were tied. It's just I thought we was going to call timeout because I got the rebound. I'm pretty sure everybody didn't think I was going to shoot over Katie right there. So if I thought we were ahead, then I would have just held on to the ball that was fouled me.
He thought it was over.
Thought it was over.
He thought we were up one. I mean, who knows if JR would have made the layup anyway, so it was tough. He had like he could have had a little floor. Somebody was there. Then, you're thinking about calling a timeout, but then Braun was open for a second, and then it just happened too fast.
Shannon, how much is JR to blame for this loss?
He's not the sole reason. He's not 100% responsible for this loss, Skip. But sometimes in stressful situations, the human mind will shut down. Now, everybody's talking, and I know you'll remember this. In 1984, Magic Johnson dribbled 13 seconds off the clock in a tied ball game, 113-113, and he dribbled time off the clock.
I'm still not sure Magic didn't know the score. I thought he just wasn't urgent enough, and he let the clock get away from him.
Yes. I would have had, if you read J.R. lips, and I'm not a lip reader, but I read very well, he says, I thought we were ahead.
He said it.
That's what he said.
Yeah, and
on the court with LeBron.
Things back to him that weren't very nice.
Yeah, LeBron's looking at him, and he's like, I thought we were ahead. And then he gets in that T. Lue says he thought we had it. He thought we were ahead by one.
Well,
and then he
just laid it on the line.
Then J.R. comes back and says, I knew we were tied.
No.
Really? No, you didn't, J.R.
Did not know.
And here's the thing, Skip, that's not the only mistake. Right at the end of the half, Skip, they got a foul to give. They got a foul to give, and you let Steph Curry, you go on the backside. Steph turned, and you let him get off a three-point shot.
So much happened in that game, I can't even compute that. That's so far out of my head.
That just goes to show you how JR. But Skip, you got the KD made a gross error. He didn't box him out. You get the ball. He said, well, you thought they were going to call a timeout. You got the ball, JR. Call timeout. The referees are looking at you. Even if LeBron is calling a timeout.
Yep.
Remember, Skip, in the Houston game, Draymond was trying to call a timeout. Steve Kerr. But the referees are looking at the guy with the ball, okay? Is he traveling? Is he getting fouled? Is he trying to call timeout?
Yep.
So all 6 of their eyes are fixated on you, JR. If you thought they were going to call a timeout, why didn't you call it? JR, just as simple as this. And I'm not going to put it all on you because George Hill could have made this maybe a moot point if he makes that second free throw. But I wasn't counting on that, considering that KD had missed one earlier. So KD is a, 89, 90% free throw shooter. He missed one. George Hill has basically been 81% in the playoffs. So the likelihood of him making both of those weren't very good. But, Skip, you can't have this kind of mistake after as hard as you played, as well as you. I thought they played well in areas. They crushed Golden State on the board. 15 more offensive rebounds. 15 more total rebounds, Skip. Now, they turned the ball over a little bit, and that's kind of what got Golden State back in the game in the second quarter. But even when Golden State took 11-point lead late in the ball game, LeBron says, nah, bro, I'm not going to let you guys run it high today. I'm going to be right here. But Skip, you can't have that. When you play as well as they played, and LeBron did a great job of controlling the clock, Skip, because if you notice, every shot was basically 7 seconds or less. So they weren't getting quick shots. They were getting great looks. But, JR, you can't have this kind of mistake. And the officials, Skip, LeBron James was nowhere close to the restricted area. And they said, well, we thought he was in the – Skip, he's 3 feet away from the restricted area. And then NBA, you got to do away with this rule. Skip, imagine him replay in the NFL. You go to look and see if the guy had possession of the ball. No, he didn't have possession, but he was pass interfered with. So we're going to call a 15-yard penalty because that's what they did. LeBron James was nowhere near the restricted area. And you said, well, that was a cop-out. That was a cop-out, officials. We ask our players to be great in big moments, in pressure moments. And these officials were not great in big moments, Skip, because LeBron James picked Kevin Durant's pocket clean.
Yep.
Kevin Looney fouled LeBron James at the top of the key with back-to-back plays. He fouled him, Skip. He grabbed it. If you call it on Skip, if you call it on one end, you got to call it on the other because that was the same play that Kevin Durant got called and LeBron didn't get it. So these officials, Ed Malloy, Tony Brothers, and who's the other guy? Oh, Kenny Mauer. You did not. You deserve to be there because I guess during the course of the regular season and in the playoffs, you've been great. But that wasn't your finest moment down the stretch of this basketball game. But, JR, I don't know what you were thinking. But I tell you what, bro, you need to come out and have you about a 20-point night on Sunday night because, man, they're looking at you sideways.
So, to your first point, J.R. Smith does not deserve full blame for what happened last night. But trust me on this, history will give him full blame for what happened last night because this will be remembered forever and ever as the J.R. Smith game.
Yeah.
I happened to cover a game in also 1984 in which Derek Harper dribbled out the clock as a rookie against the Lakers for the Dallas Mavericks I was covering at Reunion Arena. Nobody remembers anything about that game except that Derek Harper dribbled out the clock. Nobody will remember anything but that this was an all-time historic mental gaffe and blunder by a player known for boneheaded decisions and plays and incidents, right?
Yes, correct.
So if I'd given you the two rosters before the game and said, pick the one guy who makes the all-time gaffe here, the biggest mental error you've ever seen, you'd go down and you'd say, I'd put JR at the top.
JR 1, JaVale McGee 2.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. But I would put JR 1 ahead of JaVale because we've seen more of these from J.R. Smith.
And he plays more.
He does play more, and his concentration, as we know, can come and it can go. He has literal amnesia on some nights, which can be really great for a three-point shooter because you don't remember all those misses, and all of a sudden, when you least expect it, he'll go crazy hot.
Correct.
It was disastrous to have amnesia at this moment because I just think JR forgot where he was. And to your point, Kevin Durant was on the hook for a moment to go down as the GOAT of this game. And I'm talking about the lowercase GOAT, as in he gets all the blame for the loss. He didn't, at 7 feet tall, block out a 6'6" guy he has position on in the lane, right? And the ball is shot short, obviously, by George Hill, and it's not that short. Kevin could have just easily, he's got, what, a 9-foot wingspan? He could have just reached out with one arm and just snatched it, and guess what? Game's over because Kevin Durant, as you say, he's just going to march to the other end and shoot 2 free throws, and it's ball game. We're having a whole different conversation. But it falls to J.R. Smith. So now, to your point, if you're really on top of it, if you have LeBron's sort of basketball genius, you just immediately call timeout and try to figure out how to get out of this. You've got a timeout to give. Or you look for LeBron for a kick-out pass and a catch and shoot at the buzzer. I like that option. I'll go with that. LeBron had a hot hand for much of the game, right?
Yes.
Or number 3, and this is probably most likely when it comes to J.R. Smith, knowing he has a scorer's mentality and he's fearless, he's probably, if he thinks that you're down 1, if he knows he's down 1, he's probably going to go right back up with it, right?
Exactly.
So, as Ty Lue said, you could shoot a little sort of fadeaway floater in the lane, I don't know, from about 6, 7 feet, right?
Yes.
Is he capable of making that? Yeah, he's capable of making that. Or you could attack. You could try to go right back up through. Now, you've got 7-foot Kevin Durant between you and the basket.
Right.
That's a tall order. but could he get fouled and go to the free throw line and then have 2 free throws to make one?
To win.
To win?
Just makes one.
Okay, just make one,
But Skip,
maybe?
if he thought they were tied, you don't really do. Why do you need a 3? A 2 will win the game. You're not down 2. You're tied.
Okay.
So if you believe you're tied, why are you running to the 3-point line?
Well, he just thought he was ahead by 1. So,
Exactly.
so he was dribbling out the clock. No, I got you.
That's my point.
Right.
Is what he's saying.
He clearly did. There's no doubt about that. And then in the bigger picture, the Cavaliers were just shell-shocked, devastated.
Yeah, you could
they
tell.
were dropped. They were on their backs on the mat, and they couldn't get back up in time for the overtime. No shock. And they lost the overtime 17-7. So now let's go backwards to what led to the JR blunder. And you talked about the block charge. Okay, I want to ask you a tough question here. Did ultimately they get the call right in your eyes? No matter how they got to it, you say it's the wrong sort of process to get to it, right? Okay, did they get the call right?
I believe LeBron, he was planted. Now, was he leaning? Was he in a guarding position? They say you can get a charge even if you're not stationary if you're in a guarding position. I believe LeBron James was in a guarding position. But here's the thing, Skip. We thought he was in the restricted area. Skip, he was nowhere close. Kenny Mauer, who made the call, look where he's standing. He sees it. He sees LeBron is 3-4 feet from the restricted area.
Okay, but remember, Tony Brothers is up top, and maybe he doesn't have quite the angle, but he immediately puts hands on hips and calls a block foul on LeBron. They had simultaneous opposite calls on that play, those 2 referees.
Tony Brothers had a better look than because he's where he's standing. He has a better look than Kenny Mauer because Kenny Mauer is up under the basket, so he really can't. Maybe he can't tell. I mean, he just sees. He knows LeBron's feet is nowhere near the restricted area. But Tony Brothers, from where he's standing, he got the best view.
Tony Brothers does.
Yes,
he's calling it against LeBron.
Right, correct.
Okay? So, again, I get your formatic look at this where you don't think that in this situation they should even go review it or have the right to go review it because it's like a, pass interference call or whatever you want to do in football. It's strictly a judgment call that you shouldn't have the benefit of replay. I thought LeBron wasn't quite set. I thought he didn't quite I thought he was still moving a little bit to the left. And again, it's easy for me to call it because I couldn't call it in real time.
Exactly.
I couldn't call it. I don't know what I would have called.
If they would have went with the block to in the beginning, I could have lived with it. I could live with it. If you call it in the beginning, I could live with it. Skip this tuck rule. This tuck rule is a fumble. You go to the replay and say, no, he was throwing it. And it wasn't.
But on the tuck rule, when I saw it 29,000 times, the more I saw it, the worse the call got.
Yes.
And it got overturned by a replay.
Right.
What? And again, Al Davis pulled me aside at the next training camp and said that came from New York, and that was just strictly to get me.
He went to his deathbed believing that, Skip.
And he didn't say get me. He said something else. Right? So the point is here, I still think they actually got the call right, but it was a huge turning point because Cleveland's up 2 with 36 seconds left. You're going to have...
They're going to have to foul.
Yeah. You got them, man.
Yes.
You got them.
Yes.
I think you got a good chance to get that game home. And by the way, just quick point of view here. I picked the Cavs last night because I thought game 1 was eminently stealable. There's no Iguodala. Golden State's a little shaky coming off Houston. Maybe they're not even taking the Cavaliers seriously enough at this point. But whatever, you got them where you want them because you survived, you weathered the third quarter storm, which they have been the all-time greatest third quarter team in the history of the playoffs, but they have been routinely shaky in fourth quarters. So you went out and won 29-23. You won the fourth quarter.
Right.
That's pretty great.
Right.
So you had them right where you wanted them. So now we come to the crux of this argument, which becomes LeBron James has the basketball with 7 or 8 seconds left, top of the circle with the switch that he wants. He's got a 6'3" liability on defense. That's according to you.
Yes.
You do not like Steph Curry as a defender, correct?
Yes.
So now LeBron has the basketball with Steph on him, and he's got some options here. He can rise up and shoot over the 6'3" guy, and I'm pretty sure Steph Curry cannot bother him at all on his jump shot, right? Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Or he can attack again. He'd been attacking down the stretch. Man, nobody had been able to keep him from the rim because there's just not many humans who can. So could he have gotten to the rim or the free throw line if he attacks down the lane?
Maybe, Skip, but I'm thinking, I'm trying to put myself in LeBron. Now, he has Kyle Korver in the short porch. Klay Thompson's trying to play too.
He is.
So he says, well, if George Hill sneaks through, Klay runs with him, I'm going to throw this pass to Kyle Korver for a wide open three. Klay realizes that he's sneaking George Hill behind him, and Klay grabs him. Klay doesn't grab him. George Hill has a layup.
No, I got that.
So, Skip, I don't have a problem with that play.
Okay? I have a huge problem with it. I'm going to say this one more time. You continue to tell me that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. There is no way Michael Jordan passes that basketball, even though you can argue he made the right play because there was a flash of George Hill got a step on his back cut.
Yeah.
So there's a flash of open George Hill. Yeah. Do you really want to put the NBA Finals in George Hill's hands? But, what did I tell you at trade deadline?
But look at this, Skip. Look what the guy's playing. Now, that's Draymond right there. So where is he going to drive to?
Drive?
Yeah.
Where was he going to drive to throughout the fourth quarter? He just kept powering up through the whole defense.
But they weren't coming with the double team. They weren't bringing the double team. But you see in that situation, look where Draymond is now.
Okay, here's what I want. He had such a hot hand. Have you seen him with a much hotter hand?
No, I mean, he played unbelievable.
Okay, shot the ball better. And I tweeted this early in the game because the AC guys were talking about it. His jump shot gets better and better in year 15 than I've ever seen it. It used to look awkward and shaky and like I kind of winced when he started to shoot it. Now he goes up just pure.
Nice rotation on the ball.
Pretty. Like he goes up with conviction like I'm going to make every one of these. Yeah. So I just thought he was just going to take a dribble and just go up and shoot it. Because would I like his chances? I would like his chances.
Maybe if Draymond wasn't there, Skip. Because here's the thing. Steph is playing him to his left because they know LeBron likes to get that jump shot off, checking to his left. Okay. So Steph is trying to play him there because he knows he has Draymond to his right. LeBron is not a drive right, pull up and shoot that shot. That's not his shot. If you notice him, he's going to get to his left or he's going to check to his left.
Do you think he could get a jump shot on Steph Curry?
Yeah, he could get a jump shot. But here's the thing. Getting a jump shot and getting a good jump shot are two different things. And he didn't feel he could get...
Last night, it didn't feel like he needed a good jump shot. He just needed airspace.
But Skip, George Hill is going to get a layup.
What did I tell you about George Hill at the trade deadline? This isn't 2020 hindsight. I told you. I know this player. He played for my Spurs for 3 years. And in those 3 years, they got eliminated twice in the first round. And then they made it 1 year to the second round and got swept by the Phoenix Suns featuring Goran Dragic. Swept. That was George Hill's Spurs. And I'm not blaming him completely. He's just not that guy. And I know you say he's an 80% playoff free throw shooter. Okay, but do you really want him taking the shot? This is the flashpoint turning point of this whole finals. It's going to resonate from here on. You got them. If you steal game one, you know what's going to happen. Golden State's going to be playing uphill from here on, maybe all the way to game 7, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to see LeBron James with a game 2 at Golden State when they're down a game?
Sure.
Would you love to see that?
I would.
Okay.
But you know what?
Don't put the game in his hands. Listen, I was shocked he made the first free throw. I know this guy. I thought he might miss both of them. When he made the first, I thought, man, there's a chance. There's a chance.
How did he miss the second one?
Way short. Short arm.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
It's 101.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. If you make the right play, see, we applaud Jordan for passing the ball to Kerr, to passing the ball to Paxson. He could have easily risen up. Nobody was blocking his shot. He could.
Hey, but remember, he called both players, and he told both players, "You're going to make this."
Skip, this is what you do.
This is extemporaneous.
No, Skip, just because.
They didn't tell George Hill in the huddle, "You're going to get the ball."
But if the guy's up under the basket, Skip.
But you have to think he's got the highest IQ in the history of basketball.
Yes, and so he made the right play.
Process. Do I really want to put the whole NBA Finals in George?
Do I want to put a layup in George Hill's hand?
No.
The guy's an NBA player.
How do you know it's going to be a layup?
Skip.
How do you know he's going to make the layup?
Skip, stop.
How do you know?
Skip, stop. See, Skip, now you being,
no,
after LeBron gets 51-8.
I want Michael Jordan #2, or you say this is better than Jordan. I want him taking the shot.
But Michael,
you do too.
But he passed to Kerr and Paxson. Okay. He didn't take the shot.
He didn't always pass it.
But he did.
A whole bunch of
in the NBA
he
Finals.
called the play.
Just because he called it doesn't.
You can't do it, Shannon. You can't have it both ways. That's not the right play. The right play.
So why was
is
it the right play for Jordan? Why was it the right play for Jordan?
Because he called it in the huddle, and he told him. Ask Steve Kerr. He pulled Steve Kerr aside and said, "I'm going to give you the basketball, and you're going to make the shot."
Skip, don't do that.
Well, don't do it with George Hill. I could have told you what was coming. I could have told you.
So let me ask you a question.
I turned to Ernestine. I said, "I can't believe he made the first free throw."
Let me ask you a question. Would you rather have George Hill with a 3-foot layup or John Paxson trying to make a 15-foot jumper?
He didn't have a 3-foot layup. He just got grabbed by Klay Thompson, who also has a high basketball IQ.
That's the point.
He's basically playing zone.
Skip, that's my point. He's going backdoor for a layup. If he doesn't grab him, he's going to have a layup. See, you're looking at, here's the thing. And I keep telling you this. You're looking at the aftermath. You cannot run a LeBron James.
I would have first guessed that one.
No.
I would have said, don't. After he's got such a hot hand, just take the shot.
No.
Just go up.
But see, that's the thing.
Are you guarded by Kevin Durant at 7 feet tall? No.
He was 10 or 15 against Kevin Durant, so that's the point.
All right, well, what I'm saying, how many times have you ridiculed Steph Curry's defense to me? How many times? You said it yesterday.
Look at this.
You said it yesterday.
Look at what this is. Look at Kevin Durant. Look at Draymond Green.
Don't let the ball leave your hands with 4 seconds left.
LeBron, Skip, you're the only one. Somehow I knew.
You know what?
Somehow I knew you would find a way to find fault.
I'm only getting started. I can't wait until our next question.
I know you was going to find fault. Now, we see now, everybody can see what I saw. Kevin Durant at the free throw line.
Don't put it on everybody. There are actually smart people out there who see what I see.
What did you see?
I saw he threw the ball to George Hill. How many did I not tell you at the trade deadline about George Hill?
Forget that. That notwithstanding, he's there now. He's starting.
Wrong guy. Don't throw it to George Hill. He's not that guy.
But hold on. You was just applauding George Hill for Game 7 that he had in Boston.
George Hill?
Yes, George Hill.
I don't remember saying one word about George Hill. I said it about Jeff Green. I didn't say anything about George Hill.
Oh, my goodness. Skip Bayless. Everybody's just watching that. They see Kevin Durant at the
Don't put it on everybody. Believe it or not, there's some people who actually are on my side about this because they know what's happening.
Did you not see Kevin Durant and Draymond Green?
You cannot make that play. We could be having such... What did I tell you yesterday? LeBron was going to be positioned to win this game. Did I tell you that?
Let me ask you a question.
You picked Golden State yesterday.
I did.
I picked LeBron, and he had the ball in his hands with a chance.
So let me ask you a question.
Were you surprised?
Let me ask you a question.
Were you surprised?
Was I surprised what?
That LeBron had the ball with 4 seconds left and a chance to go win the game.
Yeah.
You must have been shocked because you picked Golden State.
I'm not surprised.
I picked LeBron.
I'm not surprised.
I had it. But I could have turned the whole series around. Make the shot, King. Make the shot.
Let me ask you
That's all I'm asking.
Let me ask you a question. If LeBron passes that ball to George Hill and he lays the ball in.
He didn't.
Because you have the luxury 20/20 hindsight.
Your restaurant is closed to both George Hill and LeBron. They can't get in.
I knew you would somehow find a way, but everybody saw KD and Draymond Green at the free throw line.
You can't defend this. You cannot defend it.
I'm never going to defend right. I'm never going to defend right. Right will stand alone.
He has scored 51
I don't
points
care if he has 71.
51
I
points.
don't care.
And has had as hot a hand from distance as I've ever seen in any big game. We have come from Greg Popovich screaming at the Spurs, get away from, let him shoot those shots.
That was 10 years ago.
All through 2013 and all through 2014. All through 2014, the whole mantra of the Spurs is daring to shoot outside. Just
how'd that work out for him?
Flag off. Well, it should have won 2013.
I don't know, but
No.
But it didn't. Like you told me,
You lost again, Shannon. You got blown off the floor by a record margin.
He
in
lost.
2014.
I'm never going to defend right.
Just be Jordan. Be Jordan.
Well, he should have
take the shot.
Jordan. So I'm just going to make sure. Because Jordan told Kerr that if they come double me and Paxson, they come double me, he can pass the ball. Even though he's Michael Jordan, he can rise up and shoot it.
He told him he called the play. Call the play. Did they take a timeout and call this play?
We've got a lot more on Game 1. Skip and Shannon will grade LeBron's performance.
I can't wait for this because I know what's coming.